I've been asked the question pretty often, how heavy is Lionheart? Lionheart's only about 35 to 40 pounds.
I like the idea of bridging the gap between reality and fantasy.
22 years old and I'm the world's fastest gamer. I'm definitely a thrill seeker.
78 and a kick your ass is a contestant.
My name's Rocky Stoutenberg, aka Rocky No Hands. I'm the best in the world at playing video games with my mouth. If I'm not gonna be the best, I don't wanna do it at all. These lips are deadly. Right now, I focus mostly on Call of Duty Warzone because it's the newest game out.
Oh my god, that sucks for him.
My highest kill game is 13, which is better than most.
Ooh, got another guy.
Woo!
Yeah, baby!
They're either mind blown or they're like, what are you doing with your mouth, you weirdo? You just got killed with a guy with your mouth. You might want to reevaluate your hobbies.
Die
So
already.
if I want to shoot, I'm going to just blow into the middle. If I want to crouch, I sip on the right and center. You have one joystick to either look around or move around. The most difficult thing to do in a quad stick is to be able to aim and move at the same time. It's almost impossible to do it. On my way, sunshine. I was pretty much an outdoorsy guy. I was really into ice hockey and lifting weights. I grew up racing dirt bikes and motorcycle, four-wheelers, everything you could think of. In 2006, I was just at a party with a handful of friends and we're all drinking. We ended up at my buddy's house. Me and this kid were just wrestling around on a mattress and he ended up dropping me on my head and broke my neck. My accident left me with basically just paralysis from the neck down and I just got a little bit of shoulder movement and that's it. Don't worry, I'm coming back, boys. Oh, never mind, you died. That was a waste of my time, I guess. Compared to able-bodied players, I'm probably better than most, if not better than a lot of people.
On his stream, if you were to turn the camera off, you couldn't tell the difference between him using his mouth or if somebody was playing with their hands. I feel like he's better now as a gamer than he was when he could play with his hands. To watch him in his own element, it's great.
I have 2 Guinness World Records in 2020 for Fortnite, which is the most wins using my mouth and the most kills in a match using my mouth. Right now I'm focusing on Warzone more so than any other game. I'm trying to get me another world record.
world premiere.
Hello, and welcome to the Future Game Show. I am Debbie Mae West, otherwise known as Meryl Silverberg from the Metal Gear Solid series to many of you. And that first trailer was Die by the Blade. Well, we are going to have more of that in just a few minutes, plus a few more surprises to pull out of the box here, including my co-host, David. David, are you there?
Switching to a secure channel. Kept you waiting, huh?
Seriously, David, come on. It's been over 20 years. Are we still doing this?
It looks like your hands are shaking. Rookie.
Snake, you talk too much. Can we just get on with the show? And that's what happens every time I call him.
Hey, everyone. I'm David Hayter, and it is so great to be here, and it's so great to be working with you again, Debbie. You remain my absolute favorite rookie. Over the next 80 minutes, we are going to be showcasing some of the hottest games coming to current and next-gen consoles in the form of never-before-seen gameplay footage and developer interviews.
We've also got world premieres, exclusive trailers, and a few surprises in store.
Let's kick things off by taking a deeper dive into Die by the Blade with its lead designer.
Exclusive.
Hi, I'm Peter from Triple Hill. I'm a lead designer of Die by the Blade game. We're a super small team here in Košice, Slovakia, building the fighting game where you are going to wield various weapons from the past Japanese era, European weapons as well. The main premise, the main idea that we have is to have one hit-kill combat system where you or your opponents can die, but just one good hit to the head or to the torso. We're also trying to merge two eras together, the historic Japan and their awesome fighters, samurai, and the new era of our or even semi-futuristic world where you will be able to fight on the streets, fight on the hills, near the shrines and in the nature, so that you can experience the world we are building around you. What we're trying to achieve is to have this feeling of fear when you fight for your life, that you can die anytime by just single mistake, but you also can kill your opponent if he does just one mistake. Fights are short and extremely intense, and we're trying to build that into the player experience. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're interested, please follow us on our social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Discord if you want to know more about the game. And thanks again for watching.
Die by the Blade is coming to PC and consoles in 2021.
Our next game looks like a Revolver Ocelot cheese dream set to a techno beat.
Wait. What does a David Hayter cheese dream look like?
It involves a lot of cheese. Anyway, here's an exclusive gameplay slice from the rhythm action shooter BPM, Bullets Per Minute. BPM, Bullets Per Minute, is being developed by Awe Interactive and will be available on PS4, PC, and Xbox One on September 15th. This next game opened our previous show, which for some reason was hosted by Nolan North. And today, we're joined by Team Kill Media, who've put together this exclusive look at PS5's cosmic horror shooter, Quantum Error.
World premiere.
Hey everyone, my name is Micah Jones, owner, lead developer / artist at Team Kill Media. I'm here to present to you for the first time an early preview of Quantum Error's gameplay. Quantum Error is a cosmic horror FPS where you take on the role of Jacob Thomas, a firefighter captain in the Garboa Fire District, sent to help save personnel from the burning Manad facility 30 miles off the coast of San Francisco. This gameplay preview takes place a few levels into the game when your partner has gone missing and you are trying to track him down before it's too late. This footage is early and still heavily in development, so all is subject to change and improve. And with that, here we go.
Gravitational anomaly detected. Caution deployed.
Quantum Error is coming soon to PS5 and PS4.
Now we're going on a journey to Middle-earth to learn more about Lord of the Rings, Gollum. With a mix of puzzling, stealth, and parkour, the game even explores Gollum's alter ego as Sméagol, where he wrestles with his true identity. How you doing over there, David? You wrestling with your true identity?
Hello, I'm Saida Haberstroh from Daedalic Entertainment, and I'm currently working on the Lord of the Rings Gollum as a project manager. Right now we are working on the Lord of the Rings Gollum, which is an action-adventure with a big focus on storytelling. We are aiming for an all-round experience where gameplay and story go hand in hand to create the ultimate Gollum game. Sticking to the Daedalic tradition of game, we immerse players deeply in Gollum's inner conflict, to tell a very personal story in front of the epic world-changing events in Middle-earth interwoven with this twisted character. Gameplay-wise, we have a range between subtle tactical stealth, some environmental puzzles, climbing challenges and fast-paced parkour action. Gollum is not exactly a fighter who charges into battle. Players will have to weigh their options for every encounter. Dialogues play a very important role as well. Here you can see our inner conflict minigame where you have to decide for either Gollum or Sméagol. In this case the green options are the Sméagol options and the red ones are the Gollum options. And you as a player have to manifest a choice, so you have to press a button multiple times in order to manifest your option, but the options are also flying around the screen, so it's not that easy, and it also can happen that sometimes the player has another outcome than expected, but this is also depending on choices the player made. Whether the player is more on Gollum's or Sméagol's side, some options will be easier or harder to get. In the Lord of the Rings Gollum we want to show some familiar locations which have never been seen in such detail before or in close-up. So here we have the Barad-dûr outskirts where you can see the warp preparations going on. Will be coming to current and next-gen Sony and Microsoft consoles, Nintendo Switch and PCs in late 2021.
Thanks again to Sadie for that insight. Lord of the Rings Gollum is coming to PC and all relevant consoles in 2021.
Now, PC players might be familiar with our next title, The Terrifying Song of Horror. But we're pleased to announce that the game is coming to new platforms with this exclusive trailer.
Exclusive.
Isaac, my dear friend, you don't know what you've done with that cursed music box.
Daniel Neuer is afraid. He listened to a forbidden music box.
Hello?
And now, a presence is chasing him.
Is that music?
He doesn't know what it is, but he knows what it wants. In Song of Horror, you are never safe. Play as 13 unique characters to save Daniel from his imminent doom.
Oh my God.
Explore and investigate the scariest of places. To unravel the mystery behind the cursed song.
What?
I had a terrible nightmare last night. Something was lurking in the house. The strangest thing is that I don't remember waking up.
And face the presence as it reacts to your way of playing. Hunting you in different shapes and forms.
What is this? Someone there.
This Halloween, the song is playing. And once you listen to it, nothing can save you.
That's right. Song of Horror is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on October 29th and is available now on Steam.
Well, after that, I think it might be time to turn our attention to an array of games that are a little more soulful and contemplative. You know, like Meryl. Now, one of these games is set around a rotating apartment block, and another where you're shrunk to the size of an ant.
I'm going to get in the mood by popping a pentazamine.
Oh, brother.
Oh, that's better. What a thrill. With darkness and silence to the...
David, not like this.
Exclusive.
Devils in my head, I fight them all the time. The ones that I don't know keep me up at night. Wrote a little note so I'd remember why I swore I'd never go, fall into your eyes.
Hey, my name is Kev Harrison and I'm a senior designer at Merge Games. You might know us for other titles, such as Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX and Cloudpunk, and I'm the design lead for Smallland. Smallland is an open world survival game where you must explore to stay alive. You'll have to master the core survival game elements, combat, crafting, building, but with customization and preparation ready for a massive adventure in a small world. The world is dynamic, so you'll see how creatures react to one another and to you, based on how you customize. In Smallland, the odds are against you in so many ways. You emerge in this giant overgrown world where there are lots of insects, animals, arachnids and birds, and they all see you at the bottom of the food chain. Day, night, weather and seasons are a huge part of Smallland. Jump, glide, swing around the world and build to reach new areas and avoid danger. Additionally, we like to talk about PvE, as Smallland is a cooperative PvE world, so you'll meet other players and be able to help one another against random encounters and in-game events. And using customization, you'll be able to personalize your character and specialize your skills.
You'll be able to align yourself with certain creatures and gain abilities, which can protect you, give you access to special resources, and move you up the food chain. You can even gain allies and mounts. So you can not only move around faster and easier, but you'll be able to leap around on a grasshopper, have a ladybug or an ant fight alongside you, charge around on a mouse, and even fly around on a robin. Small Land will be released next year, and we're going to be providing as many updates along the way as possible. Coming out on all consoles and PC. It's great to be a part of the Future Games Show. The previous one was amazing, so it's a real honour. Thanks for your time, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching.
Small Land is out 2021 on all consoles and PC. Now we're going to keep the chill vibes flowing with 2 more titles. One is a tactical RPG where you fight against a deadly fog, but first, an all-new look at the stunning and dreamlike Sable.
Exclusive.
Hi, I'm Greg from Shedworks, and this is our game, Sable. Sable is a girl who comes from a family of nomads living in a great desert. Our story begins as she's preparing to leave her family and set out into the dunes alone. Sable is an open world game where you explore at your own pace. Glide across the landscape on your hoverbike, which can be upgraded and customized with new parts. Explore mysterious, ancient ruins and uncover the secrets of huge rusting spaceships. Help the people of the desert with their everyday needs as Sable learns about the world and her place in it. Will she return to the nomadic life of her family? Or will she choose a different path for herself?
Tenderfoot Tactics will be available to play on Steam from October 21st.
Rounding off our soulful cruise, our next game gently ups the tempo. Here's Andrew Davis from Sega to give us a brand new look at the wonderful world of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2.
Tetris time!
Puyo Puyo time!
Hello, I'm Andrew Davis. I'm localization producer at Sega of America, and I'm currently deep in the English voice recording for Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Today we're actually really excited to share this footage of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 and some of the new features that we're showing off. We really wanted to expand on the groundwork that we laid in the first game. Because of that, we're bringing back all the rule sets and challenges that were popular in the original Puyo Puyo Tetris, but we're also adding some new wrinkles to it with the RPG-inspired skill battles and a more elaborate adventure mode for the main story. With the introduction of skill battle mode, we're adding a new layer of play on top of the Puyo Puyo and Tetris gameplay that we had in the first game. So this is an RPG-like mode. You get to assemble a team of 3 characters, and each of those characters has special abilities that you get to use in the battles. So in adventure mode in Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, players will be able to move across a new overworld map. This map will allow for branching paths and optional side stories, so if you want to just focus on charging through the main story, you can do that very easily, but the optional stories will let you check in on what other characters are up to. So as you encounter new characters in the story, they'll be added to your roster of team members that you can use in skill battles. So you'll start with a small core team, and then it'll grow and expand as you play along. If you pre-order now, so long as the supply lasts, you'll get 8 rare in-game item cards, including 3 that are Sonic the Hedgehog themed for use in skill battle mode when the game releases. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Switch on December 8th, 2020. It'll be out for PS5 for holiday 2020, and early next year we also plan to bring out a PC version. So thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Prepare yourself!
Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is out December 8th for PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X before launching on PS5 and Steam at a later date.
Now, you might be familiar with our next game series. The original launched the franchise back in 2002, and now it's been rebuilt for current-gen consoles. Here's just one of the missions you'll be playing in Mafia, the Definitive Edition.
It's collection day, boys. So Tommy, you'll drive. Paulie and Sam can handle the rest. It'll be routine.
Just a handful of stops today.
Bill at the motel was a little short last month.
I'm Hayden Blackman. I'm the President and Chief Creative Officer at Hangar 13 Games. So this mission is fairly early in Tommy's career as a mobster. It's actually really kind of his first assignment. And the premise of it is that Tommy, Paulie, and Sam are being sent out to do a collections run. One of the things that this mission also sets up is that the Salieri family is kind of scraping by at this point, and we're establishing that there's a rivalry with the Morello crime family. So this collection run is important just to keep them afloat.
Where's the money?
Terron, feccia! Voi ci succhiate il sangue!
It's under the table, brown envelope.
The gameplay varies quite a bit as you play through Mafia, and we wanted to make sure that that was well realized in Mafia the Definitive Edition as well.
Tommy, I took one. Tell Salieri from here on out this place is ours. Capiche?
In this particular mission, you can go in guns blazing. You can also kind of sneak your way around and use a little bit more stealth. So again, a lot of it is about player preference and really creating the Mafia experience that they want for these specific missions and these specific combat scenarios. When we sat down to do the remake for Mafia, we took a look at all the systems and gameplay mechanics that we knew we wanted to upgrade to 2020 standards. The game was built and released in 2002, so a lot has changed in terms of core mechanics since then. One big focus for us was gunplay, and in order to capture kind of the visceral feel of gunplay that we wanted, we actually started with the gunplay from Mafia 3 and then evolved it and improved upon it over time. And we wanted to make sure that the combat felt a little bit more life and death in Mafia, the Definitive Edition. So you're thinking about when you pop out of cover, when you blind fire, when you reload, which weapon that you're using at any given time. Vehicles is another area that we knew from the outset we wanted to improve upon. We built our driving model off the back of the driving model from Mafia 3, but then tweaked it and made adjustments to take into consideration the time period. For us, it was very important that we captured the authenticity of those vehicles, but at the same time also making it accessible and making it fun to zip around the city and get involved in these kind of car chases. So the game comes out September 25th. Really excited. The team's been working really hard to finalize it. I'm very, very proud of the team, what they've been able to accomplish the last couple of months working from home. So I hope everybody gets a chance to play it when it comes out.
What do they call you, son?
Thomas. Thomas Angelo, sir.
I want to thank Hayden Blackman, President and CCO of Hangar 13, for walking us through that Mafia Definitive Edition mission. You'll be able to try it yourself when the game launches on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 25th.
Coming up next, we have a new look at The Survivalists, an adventure-filled sandbox set in the escapist universe where you'll need to train monkeys to help you survive.
Peggy 7.
The Survivalists is being developed by Team 17 and is expected to launch on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch later this year. Up next is a new mind-bending first-person shooter from developer Ratloop Games Canada. Thankfully, we're now joined by game director James Anderson to help us wrap our minds around it all.
Hi, I'm James Anderson from Ratloop Games Canada. We're an indie studio based out of Montreal, Canada, and I'm the game director currently working on Lemnis Gate. You might have seen our reveal trailer on opening night live, but today we're here and very excited to share more details with you. So Lemnis Gate is a turn-based strategy first-person shooter where each character on your team is controlled by you. So how this works is the whole game is set inside of a 25-second time loop, and different players take turns adding characters into that time loop. So for example, I'll play a turn for 25 seconds. Every single action I did in that 25 seconds will repeat over and over until the end of the match. Then the opponent does the same thing and plays for 25 seconds. So now there'll be two characters looping in the same 25-second period. So then we take turns going back and forth, adding more and more characters into the same 25-second time loop until the end of the 10th round, where there'll be 5 of me and 5 of you all looping over the same 25 seconds. So if I could summarize how it feels or how it plays, it's kind of like chess meets first-person shooter. It's a game where strategy is just as important as skill, and in order to survive, you'll need keen observation skills, careful planning, and some skillful execution. So here we're looking at some exclusive footage. It's taken in one of our worlds called the Arbor. So in Lemnis Gate, all of our different maps take place on different worlds spanning the entire galaxy, which creates a great variety of location as you play. We're currently watching a 1 versus 1 game, but we do support 1v1 and 2v2 online. And what's really cool about Lemnis Gate is, as a side effect of being a turn-based shooter, you can actually play local multiplayer using pass-the-controller setup with your friends. So what we're seeing right now is a local game, so you actually get to see the perspective of both competing players at the same time. So you might have noticed a little drone flying around. We call this our spectator mode. So before you take your turn, you can freely move the camera around the entire map. and you'll see that the time loop's playing out underneath you, so you have full visibility. All the characters and all the actions that have taken place so far in the game are fully visible to you. Another cool feature in Lemnis Gate is what we call Ghost Mode. So in Lemnis Gate, if you die, death is not final. You keep playing for the remainder of the 25-second round. This is because you can go back in time on the next round and save your previous character from dying, and any actions that you took as a ghost will become reality in a new timeline. Lemnis Gate is coming to PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in early 2021. We'll be sharing much more information closer to that time, but right now you can wishlist us on Steam to stay up to date with current news and announcements. So thanks a lot for watching, and we really hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
I could have used James's help when I was fighting Psycho Mantis.
David, please.
Lemnis Gate is going to launch on PC, PS4, and Xbox One in early 2021.
Our next game is a world premiere from developer Merge Games, and it looks like it's going to be the perfect retreat from our otherwise chaotic world.
World premiere.
Monster Harvest is being developed for PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. Next, we are excited to feature a collection of upcoming games making their way to Nintendo Switch. We've got a madcap multiplayer racer and a fire-breathing addition to your illustrated army. But first, a talking cat.
Exclusive.
It all started when I found this book.
What the
Wait, are you actually talking back to me?
Took you a while, huh?
The Necronomicon in all its glory.
It should never fall into the hands of madmen.
You really think I want to be like you for the rest of my life?
She's really unhappy with her current situation.
Man, this is just like in the movies.
This could be very dangerous, and men in red shirts are notoriously unlucky. Hear that, kitty? Adventure awaits.
I can barely contain my enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, it ain't all fun and games. We're dealing with lunatics here.
This place is giving me the serious creeps.
Strange and mysterious are why I work this beat.
Wait a minute! Care to explain what's going on here?
Do you ever watch the moon buzz go on?
Heard your awful noises.
Horrible! It were horrible!
And there's a talking cat.
Again, I'm right here. Rude.
Cthulhu Vertigan!
Product not yet rated.
Gibbous and Mini Motor Racing X will hit Switch later this year, with Inculinati following in 2021.
A little closer to release is Werewolf: The Apocalypse Heart of the Forest, which we exclusively debuted in our June show. And today, we're excited to reveal how you can try it for yourself.
Exclusive.
Say what? The tabletop RPG queen in me was screaming when I saw this. Oh, this is a brutal opening. Oh, Maya, what have you done?
So it's actually kind of a lot like the role-playing game.
Rage!
Werewolf: The Apocalypse Heart of the Forest is coming to PC in 2020, and we are pleased to announce that a new demo is available free right now on Steam.
Hey, Debbie, have you ever dreamed of running your own detective agency?
That would be no.
Well, that's a shame, because our next game requires you to solve cases with real-world research. This is Chinatown Detective Agency.
You want to see a city's deepest, darkest secrets? Open up a detective agency and wait for them to walk through the door. I've met many unusual characters as a cop, but when I turned PI, it was a whole different ballgame. I won't lie though, they pay well.
I could have used James's help when I was fighting Psycho Mantis.
David, please. Lemnis Gate is going to launch on PC, PS4, and Xbox One in early 2021.
Our next game is a world premiere from developer Merge Games, and it looks like it's going to be the perfect retreat from our otherwise chaotic world.
World premiere.
Monster Harvest is being developed for PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. Next, we are excited to feature a collection of upcoming games making their way to Nintendo Switch. We've got a Madcap multiplayer racer and a fire-breathing addition to your illustrated army. But first, a talking cat.
Exclusive.
It all started when I found this book.
What the
Wait, are you actually talking back to me?
Took you a while, huh?
The Necronomicon in all its glory.
It should never fall into the hands of madmen.
You really think I want to be like you for the rest of my life?
She's really unhappy with her current situation.
Man, this is just like in the movies.
This could be very dangerous, and men in red shirts are notoriously unlucky. Hear that, kitty? Adventure awaits.
I can barely contain my enthusiasm.
Yeah, well.
Well, that's a shame, because our next game requires you to solve cases with real-world research. This is Chinatown Detective Agency.
You want to see a city's deepest, darkest secrets? Open up a detective agency and wait for them to walk through the door. I've met many unusual characters as a cop, but when I turned PI, it was a whole different ballgame. I won't lie though, they pay well. There's a shadow, bespectacled, cigarette between lips that smile to hide his true intentions.
Please, call me Rupert. I work for a special group of people with a wide range of interests.
There's a woman, an enigma, elegant, graceful, and if my knowledge of the nuances of human nature serves me right, this one's always 2 steps ahead of you.
You can call me Tiger Lily, and you can rest assured that anything important that happens in this city, I'll know about it first.
And there's the young politician, a fire burning behind those eyes, and a naivety so contagious, he can make anyone believe there's still hope for the world.
Believe it or not, there's corruption in every corner of the government. And I, Kieran Iyer, I'm the last stand.
3 clients, 3 diverging paths that lead to the same moment. I can feel it in my bones. Singapore is on the cusp of something big, and one of them is gonna help me unravel it.
Chinatown Detective Agency is scheduled to release in early 2021 on PC, but you can try the free prologue on Steam September 30th.
Next up is Deathground, a terrifying survival horror game that pits you and your friends against an army of unpredictable AI dinosaurs. And before David says anything about Metal Gear Rex, let's take a look at the game.
Exclusive.
Hey there, I'm Dan DeRocha, studio head at Jaw Drop Games, and we're currently working on Deathground, which is a dinosaur survival horror game. Deathground is a solo and co-op survival horror game that throws players into a desperate battle for survival against deadly AI dinosaurs. What you're seeing at the moment is first playable gameplay footage of Deathground. It demonstrates our core gameplay and gives a small glimpse into what you can expect from the game. Please note everything you see is pre-alpha and of course subject to heavy improvement. Thanks for watching, enjoy this small teaser, and wishlist the game on Steam.
Thanks to Jaw Drop Games for sharing that exclusive look at Deathground. Next, we're joining the Earth's mightiest heroes
Wait, hang on. A new gig? My bandana's at the dry cleaners.
David, I'm talking about the Avengers. Marvel's Avengers. Here's Warzone director Phil Therian to tell us more about how the heroes interact in this exciting co-op adventure.
My name is Phil Therian, and I'm the Warzone director on Marvel's Avengers at Crystal Dynamics. We really wanted to have a pretty diverse group of activities. We wanted to have a game that's accessible to everybody in the sense of you have 5 minutes to play, you have 10 minutes, you have 2 hours, we have something for you. And that quickly became the different mission types. So when we crafted the Tundra Vault, this applies to a lot of our missions, we didn't want to just constantly be fighting. We wanted the players to have a chance to get distracted a little bit by figuring out how to open up puzzles and how to do different types of activities. You might go rescue some faction NPCs that are trapped somewhere, or you might need to figure out how to get inside one of those little aim depots that you've no doubt seen in the Tundra Vault. It gives you something else to do, and it gives you that feeling of choice when you're going through these missions. The vault is interesting. You're going to get a sequence, and then your goal is to reproduce that sequence and then take control of the vault until the security measures are disarmed for that level. It's really one of those fights where you want the heroes to be together trying to defend the control point in front of the vault.
Code verification entry verified.
There's usually 3 levels of security to these vaults. Enemies might try to hack some consoles while you're doing that, so you might have to split your focus. It really requires all the players to be fighting together because there's a lot of enemies that will actually try to stop you from getting. getting these vaults. It makes sense because there's some really good rewards at the end.
'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause there's some really good rewards at the end. 'Cause the
As long as one person remains in the control section in front of the vault, you can keep the sequence going. Ultimately, though, it is a pretty tricky fight. There's a big advantage to keeping the heroes as close to each other as possible, especially considering the fact that there's a lot of beneficial abilities that you can get from being close to your friends. If you're playing with Kamala, you might benefit from her heal. Everybody needs to be all hands on deck. The secret mission in the Tundra does have more than one secret. People may not have noticed this, but the entrance to that vault is not always in the same location. There's actually 3 different places that the entrance could be. So part of the puzzle in those areas is to figure out where the vault is. And it's not the only one either. It's the only one we have in the beta, but when the game comes out, people will get to see there's a few other ones that we've hidden.
You have discovered the location of the shield vault.
Right now, we're working on wrapping up the bugs that are still in the game, so we're all working super, super hard until launch. And of course, we're also giving some attention to things that will be coming out after launch, because we have obviously plans to keep this game supported for a long time. We've got early access starting September 1st, and then September 4th, everybody's in, and can't wait to see people there.
Nice work. You made it.
Marvel's Avengers is set to release on PC, PS4, Stadia, and Xbox One on September 4th, with PS5 and Xbox Series X versions later this year.
Our next game was one of the stars at our June show, and today we are thrilled to share a new trailer from the spellbinding RPG Chris Tales by Modus Games.
As a child, I saw the future as a gift. Full of dreams and hopes wrapped in infinite possibility. Until the day my world fell apart.
Guards! Seize her and the shielded fellow!
And I truly learned to see. I've made my choice to stand tall in the face of tyranny. To shout no more as the strong prey on the weak. And as evil forces gather, I choose to fight, to reclaim the future from those who would try to steal it from us. Because then, they will learn the future is what I choose to make it.
Chris Tales is set to launch on November 17th for PC, PS4, Google Stadia, Nintendo Switch, as well as PS5 and Xbox Series X in the future.
Next, we're excited to take a deeper look at how recruitment missions work in Watch Dogs Legion. If you haven't been paying attention, this is the action game that's going to let any and all Londoners become a hero.
David, weren't you a hero once?
I'm no hero. Never was. Never will be.
Oh, Snake, you haven't changed at all.
Hi, I'm Kent Hudson, and I'm the game director of Watch Dogs Legion. I'm excited to be here at Future Game Show with GamesRadar to take a look at recruitment missions, which is a really important part of Watch Dogs Legion. So in Watch Dogs Legion, of course, you can play as anyone, but to get someone on the team, you've got to actually help them solve some of their problems. You've got to talk them into joining DedSec and show them that you're there to fight for the people and convince them to join the resistance. So right now, we're going to take a look at one of the recruitment missions in the game, and we're going to dive in. So this is Sherry Lewis, who's a beekeeper. This is a really fun character to play. She can shoot a bee swarm, which is actually near future nano bees, and also has an overcharger, which is a really cool, unique weapon that synergizes with the bees, in fact, and creates a big discharge blast. So it's a really fun 1-2 punch type of character to play with. And so we're going to go see what her situation is and see how we can help her and see how we can convince her to join DedSec.
It's about time someone stands up and does something for this city, don't you think?
Are you DedSec? All right. I need your squad to help destroy my life's work.
Excuse me?
I was working for Big Pharma, medical research, you see. Busting my ass. And then my boss steals my research, sells it to Albion, and fires me. Word is, they're using my research for a restricted military project. Me can't be a part of something like that. It keeps me up at night. Can you destroy my old files?
So it sounds like we need to find some files and destroy them for her. and we took the tube to get there. We have the full London tube, so you can fast travel all around the world using the tube. Or of course, it's an open world game, you can drive anywhere you want as well. And we're passing some autonomous cars. You'll notice the little logos on the windshield. That means that they're actually driverless vehicles, which is a nice little touch of our near future London. It also makes you feel a little bit better about stealing vehicles as you run through the world. And looks like we are now in Lambeth. So Lambeth is one of the 8 boroughs that we have in the game. It's a big one south of the river, and we're gonna do a little scouting here. So classic Watch Dogs gameplay, using cameras to scout the location. And we found the person who we need to do the download from. Now, of course, you could have stealthed in here, come in guns blazing, or use some of your remote control gadgets. Looks like in this one, we're going to use the camera system and actually download this location without ever entering the layout. So, obviously hacking is core to the Watch Dogs brand, and this is a good example of being sneaky and clever and actually getting what you need without ever letting them know you were there.
Sending it now.
I found where our friend's research is being stored.
Thank you, Bagley. I'm on my way.
So now we know where the files are stored, and we need to come do something about it. And we're now north of the river at New Scotland Yard, which is one of the locations where Albion has taken over from the police. The Metro Police has been pushed out in Watch Dogs Legion, and Albion, the private military contractors, have taken over. So that's who you'll see here. And looks like we've swapped characters now to a hooligan, which is a really fun archetype to play. Looks like we're taking a stealth approach here, but one of the things the hooligan can do is actually call in some football mates and come in and bring 3 additional buddies into the layout to get into melee and cause some mayhem and cause some chaos. So that's one fun way to play, but looks like we're going it alone here with our melee system. One thing you'll notice here is that the enemies are actually staying in melee. So this is one of the cool things about the game, is that if you don't escalate to gun combat, the enemies won't escalate either, and you can try to control these situations in melee and win the encounter without ever having to go completely hot. And you can also see the AR Shroud ability here. This is one of the things you can buy in our upgrade screen to help you with stealth through the game. So that allows you to hide bodies from other people so they won't see and they won't alert the guards. It's another one of our cool little tech abilities in the game. And now we're taking care of those files for Sherry. And still got to make our way out though. Of course, you could have played this any number of ways. You could have stealthed in, you could have come in guns blazing, you could have used remote control gadgets, you could have used drones to fly in, you could have done this download from a drone. The freedom of approach in this game is crazy. So this is one way to do it, and you can actually do this download without ever entering the location. But of course, you could have done many other ways to get in there. But now that looks like we've done what we need to do to get Sherry Lewis on the team, and she's joining up, and pretty soon we're going to have a fun beekeeper to play with and shoot swarms of bees at people. This is actually something that, in the game now, we've already made some improvements where there's a lot more fanfare whenever you get a new member on the team, so look out for that in the final version of the game. But yeah, that was a recruitment mission in Watch Dogs Legion. You can grab the game on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, and Stadia on October 29th. Thanks a lot for watching.
Watch Dogs Legion is coming to PC, PS4, Google Stadia, and Xbox One on October 29th. And it'll launch on PS5 and Xbox Series X later this year.
I think it's time for a palate cleanser. And would you believe it? This next game is about cooking. Ha! I'm a genius. Anyway, let's check in with Team 17, who have an exciting update to share on its quirky cooking game, Epic Chef.
Whoa!
Hi, I'm Mark Lopez, one of the co-founders of Infinigon. In Epic Chef, you take the role of Zest, a man who, fleeing from a mysterious past, arrives to Ambrosia, a city famous for being the place to be for the world's top cuisine personalities. After making himself at home at a cursed villa everyone is terrified of, he will soon get dragged into the spotlight of the histrionic cooking scene of the city, and he'll have to farm, craft, and cook to stay afloat. This is a life simulator with a heavy narrative component, full of characters who will get to know well. We wanted to make it so it feels like Zest fully integrates into the city instead of being the eternal outsider, even if the city and its inhabitants can be a bit peculiar at times. Zest would tell you that his goal is to be left alone and live a discreet and peaceful life, but the city and his big mouth have other plans for him, and he'll find himself challenged by the greatest chefs in the kingdom in epic culinary battles with high stakes. In order to have any hope of victory, Zest will need to work hard and improve his farm to be able to produce never-before-seen ingredients to use in his dishes, as well as constantly train his culinary skills and inventive. But he won't be able to do this alone, so he'll need to help his neighbors and earn their friendship and support. With good allies, ingredients and skill, Zest will face the best chefs in the world in a single culinary duel in order to survive in a city obsessed with culinary supremacy.
Hello, my name is Christian Pastor, I'm co-founder at Infinigon Games. Today we are excited to share this exclusive footage of the process of making a dish in Epic Chef. In the game there are tons of different ingredients that you can grow in your own villa. Plants, crops, animals like cows, more exotic ones like unicorns, each one providing different resources. Keep in mind that things like unicorn poo is considered a delicatessen in Concordia. You can use all these ingredients to create thousands of different dishes. There are not correct or incorrect recipes. Just like in real life, each character in Concordia has his own taste. Some of them love meat, some of them hate it, some of them can love strong flavors, others don't. So you will need to choose carefully which ingredients you want to use in your dish in order to satisfy their wishes.
Hi, I'm Jax. I'm a game designer from Team 17 and I'm working as design support for Infinigon. One of the key features I wanted to talk about is something called sauces. And so basically if Zest is to become the greatest chef in the land, then he's going to need to learn how to make sauces. They're a powerful addition to cooking. They've got the ability to alter the properties of a dish. And this is especially useful in cooking battles where the player is cooking off against an opponent, as sauces can influence the judge's taste, which then in turn can mess up the opponent. There are lots of sauce recipes to choose from, but it's up to the player to figure out which sauce to make and when to use it. Sauces won't always have the desired results, but experimenting is the fun part.
Epic Chef is coming out in 2021. You can wishlist the game on Steam. We'll be happy to give you more information in the future. Thanks for watching.
Epic Chef will launch in 2021.
Next, we're taking a deep dive into some of the fantastical myths that you'll discover in Assassin's Creed Valhalla with the game's narrative director.
Hello, I'm Darby McDevitt, and I'm the narrative director for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Today we're going to go a little bit deeper into some of the things you may have seen in our past demos, more specifically the mythical elements that you'll find in 9th century England. I'm talking, of course, about the Daughters of Lirion, the Black Shuck, and the Lost Drengir of Ragnar Lothbrok. Black Shuck is a particular piece of mythology that's very, very common in England. There are a lot of stories and tales about black dogs that roam the night. The Black Shuck is particular to East Anglia, but there are a lot of black dog phenomena found around England. The term shuck comes from an old English word, shucka. The etymology is not quite clear. It could mean devil, come from the word devil, or it could come from the word that means shaggy. In any case, the Black Shuck comprises both those elements. It's generally known as a black shaggy dog that's the devil incarnate. So we decided to put this piece of mythology in the game and allow Eivor to come across it and tangle with it.
A poor victim of someone's fury.
Now, the Daughters of Lirion are our own homage to Shakespeare and his play King Lear, but the play King Lear is actually based on a historic figure from quite a long time before our game is set. But we thought it would be fun to put a little quasi-historical stuff into this game. So Cordelia, Regan, and Goneril are the Daughters of Lirion, and they are sort of protecting their father's legacy, a man who was betrayed by the people of East Anglia. And you'll find evidence of this story scattered throughout East Anglia, and a little bit beyond. You'll meet the three daughters, all of whom have let's say, a chip on their shoulder. But you'll also, if you dig deeper into the territories, you'll find a lot more to this story. So people with a sharp eye and a desire to explore will actually be able to finish this storyline.
Now you see, we are dragon.
lastly, with the lost Drengir of Ragnar Lothbrok. Ragnar Lothbrok was a very famous Viking who came over to England about 10 years before our game is set. And he did quite a bit of damage, and he made a lot of enemies. And there were two kings in the north, or two men in the north who wanted to be king, who put their differences aside and banded together to try to defeat Ragnar. And King Ella was generally credited as the one who killed Ragnar Lothbrok by throwing him into a pit of snakes. What we've done is created a group of people, 6 warriors, or Drengir, courageous warriors, who have lost all sense of purpose now that their leader, their Jarl, or their king Ragnar is dead. So you'll find these Drengir scattered throughout England and Norway, and they each have a story to tell, and each of them wants to die in a glorious battle so that they can be with their beloved Ragnar in Valhalla. So Eivor will have an opportunity to meet with them, get their side of the story, and then send them to their ultimate reward. Now, all of the missions we talked about are not part of the main story. You'll find them just by exploring the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We put a lot of care and effort into rewarding people who just want to get off the beaten path. And this is just a small sample of the mythology and cultural rituals that you'll see. And when you actually get your hands on the game, you'll find that the game is full of this kind of stuff. So I hope you'll join us on November 17th and dive in. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming November 17th to PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC, with PS5 and Xbox Series X to follow. Up next, we've got an exclusive look at open-world survival RPG Medieval Dynasty, which is only 1 minute away from confirming its release date.
Rule and care for your people, and secure your place in history by founding your own dynasty.
As you've just seen, Medieval Dynasty is set to launch September 17th on PC. Another game scheduled for 2020 is Morbid: The Seven Acolytes, which made its debut in our last show. Here's a closer look at the horror punk RPG.
Hello everybody, my name is Simo Talasranta. I'm the composer, sound designer and writer at Still Running. I'm absolutely thrilled to present to you today an exclusive sneak peek of our upcoming horror punk action RPG, Morbid: The Seven Acolytes. Morbid: The Seven Acolytes is a challenging isometric soulspawn filled with Lovecraftian horrors and Cronenbergian gore. The game takes place in the land of Mornia, a vast and immersive fantasy world of gothic steampunk aesthetics, abound with profound and tragic backstory. In Morbid, you get to play as the last surviving striver of Dubrum, a lone rebel striving to defeat the Seven Acolytes, powerful beings possessed by the evil deities called Gahars. Succeed, and you'll free the kingdom of Mornia from the heavy yoke of their terror. Fail, and the malicious gods rule on, as the Acolytes reign and madness prevails. Speaking of madness, sanity has a central role in the game, as the player must manage her mental health whilst facing the unspeakable horrors of the accursed world of Mornia. Losing your sanity in the game has some dire consequences, as it affects many of your attributes and even brings forth new types of enemies. Another essential feature of the game are the Blessings of Magratheus, a perk system which allows the player to level up and customize their character in countless combinations. Become a tanky warrior, an agile glass cannon, a trigger-happy gunslinger, or none of the above. The choice, the build is yours. Challenging foes, mini-bosses and large-scale boss fights are the heart of the game. In order to overcome the insurmountable odds these obstacles present, you must truly master the combat and the mechanics of the game, as well as improve your character and gear through various RPG elements, such as quests, perks, runes, upgrades, and looting. We are very excited to be bringing Morbid the Seven Acolytes to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC later this year. So stay tuned, wishlist us, and follow us on social media to be among the first to know the release date of Morbid the Seven Acolytes. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the show. Magratheus bless you.
Morbid, The Seven Acolytes, releases on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch later this year.
As we get closer to the end of the show, don't you think it's time that we, took a little breather from all this action and excitement?
Absolutely not. Coming up next is an incredible collection of upcoming games, and I promise you that it'll be easier to follow than that whole business with the philosophers. Head over to GamesRadar.com for more info on all of those games and where you can play them.
Next up, we have a closer look at co-op adventure Operation Tango, which made its world premiere in our last show. Here's how the hacker and spy roles interact to complete dangerous missions across the world.
Hi everyone, I am BU and I am here with Halios and we are checking out Operation Tango. Oh, you took the hacker already.
Oh,
okay.
cool. He has a better beard than me. Okay, looks like I have to like disable a surveillance. Oh, I see you. Hi.
Okay.
Oh, good choice in music.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. This is great.
Cute.
Oh, you going left and right?
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Oh, nice. Okay, we worked together on that. All right, we're in.
Good. Now go down into the vault and find a way to access the safe where the virus genome is stored.
Okay, so the other one's in the other corner.
Yeah, the back right corner. And you're heading like right for it.
Oh, now I see it. All right, hacking again. 4 and 1.8. 4 in blue, 1.8 in yellow.
Gotcha.
All right.
Let's see what. Oh, what in the world?
Oh, I can add bridges. Oh, wait. Okay, some of them disappear.
Oh,
no, where are you going?
Oh, we're good there.
Get across. Yeah, good job. All right.
Now, figure out which safe contains the virus genome and crack it open.
This is type of safe, but I can't. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, there's so many. All right, we don't know which one the virus is in, though. You had it in the right place, but on 2. Nope. Sorry, horizontal. Jesus, I'm not giving you good directions. Not that one. On 2.
On 2? Gotcha.
Vertical on 2. Oh, okay. I love the communication, like it's...
Oh my God.
Did we get it? Are we escaping? I want more. Like, I want to do another mission.
Operation Tango. Download the demo on Steam.
Now here's something really cool. Operation Tango's demo is available to play right now on Steam. And as an added incentive, you can share your gameplay video to raise funds for the It Takes Two to Save the World charity campaign benefiting Oxfam. More details are available on the cleverplays.com website and gamesradar.com. Our next game is making its long-awaited return in 2020. Here's Toys for Bob producer Lou Studdert to tell us more about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time.
Crash Bandicoot, you banished me to the past. But all it did was give me more time to plan your doom.
I am Lou Studdert. I am a producer at Toys for Bob, and we're the developers of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. So what we're looking at here is something that we unveiled at Opening Night Live, and this is a look at what we call flashback tapes. It's a brand new feature in Crash Bandicoot, and it's something that I'm really excited to talk about because it's these devious kind of puzzle test rooms that actually take place before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. And so players are going to be discovering these in the levels. They actually have to pick up the flashback tapes in a level by reaching them without dying. It's actually our homage to the original death routes that were in the original trilogy. And one of the ways that we're kind of trying to balance this old and new in the level design question is we're kind of making the game we wish we had access to. You know, and that you've played these original games and the original Crash, formula, the original Crash feeling is so unique. You know, it has that kind of what we call a perspective shifting kind of precision platforming, right? And no game feels like that. So honestly, like going back to that as a foundation was really, really refreshing for us because you don't get it anymore. And yet we have that kind of muscle memory and ingrained DNA at the studio of loving this way that this plays. And then on top of that, it's been 20 plus years since the original trilogy. It's been over 10 years since the last new Crash Bandicoot game. And so for us, it's then layering in things that we'd wanted to see in the game. It's layering in just ideas that we've had as being platformer fans as we go, and taking that kind of stable foundation and just going wild on top of it. So for us, it's looking at those original aspects and going, okay, how can we put the Toys for Bob spin on it? How can we make it bigger? How can we make it crazier? how can we make it just really, really stand out and be fun? So yeah, so people can get their hands on Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on October 2nd. We're super excited for folks to finally get their hands on this, and thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time will launch on PS4 and Xbox One October 2nd.
You know, there's a question that gets asked of every video game eventually. Can you pet the dog? Well, this next game looks set to answer it in the most literal way.
World premiere.
This is a dog. We've been at home for so long that we forgot what dogs were like. But now, you can pet one. You Can Pet the Dog VR is a VR game where you can play with the cutest dog of 2020. And the best part is it's available right now. So go to Steam, slam that purchase button, and pet that dog. Also, please send a tweet to @CanYouPetTheDog so that we can get their attention. This is shameless pandering. Thank you.
You Can Pet the Dog VR is available right now on Steam.
This next game has one of the most dramatic backstories of recent times after its original development team was replaced. Here's an update on Viking survival game Rune 2.
Warrior, Valhalla awaits you.
Hi there, my name is Mitch Alpiner. I'm the community manager for Rune 2. Right now we're working on Rune 2, the premier open-world action RPG Norse mythology looter stabber. Today we're here to show off improvements that we've made to Rune 2 over the last several months, as well as what's coming next. The footage that you're looking at is our brand new dungeons, our enhanced combat system, our brand new skill tree, our new narrative and quest line, our new destruction system, our new bosses, and our brand new horde mode. For us to build on the foundation that was established previously, we knew that getting feedback from the community was key. So on May 6th, we updated Rune 2 with our Lazarus update, which updated combat with our pairing system. We added a stat point system. We really went back and looked at all the feedback and realized that we needed that bite-sized Rune experience that people come to expect, and that's where dungeons came from. Players should expect from the new dungeon system to go in, explore a dungeon, kill a lot of enemies, find a lot of loot, fight a boss at the end, and leave. It's really taking all of the best elements of Rune 2 and putting them into one experience. With our new quest system, we really took to heart the feedback from the community. Our previous quest system was a variation of spawn here, go to place, kill dude drops football, take football back to place that you spawned, touchdown, repeat that about 35 times. We have completely thrown that out. We've made a lot more variation in our quest system. For instance, in one quest you'll build a village. In another quest you will defend your village from an oncoming horde of enemies that are trying to tear down the village you just built. Another quest you'll go into a dungeon in search of an ancient Norse artifact and rare loot. And these are just a few examples of the different quests that you'll experience in the new Rune 2 update. We've completely overhauled the Rune 2 combat system. Previously, it was very hack and slashy. Now our combat is a bit more tactical. The feeling of combat is a lot more varied. We added a pairing system, which is almost like playing rock, paper, scissors with paper and rock, and then scissors suddenly enters the battle. It just expands how much depth we have to the game. We believe that this new update is the perfect opportunity to jump into Rune 2. Rune 2 is available now on the Epic Games Store and will be coming to Steam and other PC storefronts later this year. All of the footage that you're seeing was captured on the recently updated Rune 2 Public Test Realm, a free add-on for all Rune 2 players. Look for more updates on the vast improvements we're making for Rune 2, including improved multiplayer features, more dungeons, our new skill tree, storyline reveals, and more exciting announcements in the near future. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the show.
Thanks to Mitch at Studio 369 for that update. You can check out Rune 2 right now on the Epic Game Store.
Okay, Debbie, now it's time to get serious.
Oh, So what? I don't really know what you mean.
It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
Okay, guys, I think we've lost him again. Up next, an exclusive look at vehicle combat in Serious Sam 4.
Exclusive.
Good work, Americano. I'm proud of you.
Ma'am, how do I get to the Vatican?
It's easy. Go around the castello and then turn left through the park. Go straight ahead, and there you can find Papa Mobile.
I'm not sure that's my kind of ride.
Silly boy. He's the new Papa Mobile. Il Papa have it made all special. You see, he's good.
Welcome, Your Holiness. Hail Mary.
Oh, pretty.
All new weapon systems. Loading ammunition. Depressurizing in progress. Complete. All systems ready. Let God sort them out.
Serious Sam 4 will be available on Steam and Stadia September 24th.
Our next game, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, has kept its secrets close, but we've convinced Frogwares to tell us more about the famous detective's very first case.
Hey everybody, my name is Sergey and I'm a part of Frogwares, and here's our latest project, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, a story-driven detective thriller that will explore Sherlock's very first case. In this game you will play as the young Holmes. You will see what drove him to come back to this place of his youth and help pave the way for him to become that world-famous detective that we now know him for. Chapter 1 is a single-player detective game which takes place on an open-world Mediterranean island at the end of the 19th century. To an outsider, especially from the West, this island seems like paradise, with colorful scenery, fascinating architecture and exotic people. It's a world full of rich history, places of interest to discover, and mysteries to untangle. This island is a promise of adventures and leaving your mundane life and troubles behind. However, playing as Sherlock, a British stranger, you'll quickly realize that this paradise-like life is just a facade. Once you peek inside, the illusion breaks, and you'll see that the urban veneer of order and decorum hides too many dark secrets. This island is a world of crime, a world of social and economic inequality, where the law is nothing more than pretty big words. The islanders are too eager to take justice into their own hands, with police turning a blind eye for the convenience of the local overlords. This is the perfect school and playground for an aspiring detective like yourself, a place where a legend can be born. While exploring the island, you will investigate some truly bewildering cases. Why does an elephant have to face a trial against a mob of angry people? Or why are these revenge pillars allowed on the island? Each knife stuck in the pillar is a symbol of vengeance being served. And with each passing day, more and more pillars appear in the city. As Sherlock, you will have to find an approach to each social group that's living in their part of the island. Whether you are dealing with the British Empire, the Venetians, or the Ottoman descendants, you will have to use your wits, intuition, and skills to gain the info and clues that you need to solve the mysteries and cases. We hope that you like this glimpse into the world of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Our game will be coming in 2021 to both PC and current and next-gen consoles. If you like what we showed you, follow us on our social channels, where we'll be showing you more info there as we get closer to release. And as a side note, we are now celebrating our 20th birthday, so you can grab our games at a huge discount on PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is scheduled to launch on PC, current, and next-gen consoles in 2021.
Another game that's full of mysteries is Call of the Sea, and we've caught up with developer Out of the Blue to tell us more about their exotic island adventure.
Hello, I'm Tatiana Delgado from Out of the Blue, and I'm currently working on Call of the Sea. Call of the Sea is a first-person adventure puzzle game set in the 1930s. It is a story of mystery and love that takes place on a forgotten island in the South Pacific. You take the role of Nora Everhart, a woman who has crossed an ocean in search of her husband's missing expedition. On the previous Future Game Show, we talked you through our very first in-game trailer and gave you a little insight into Nora's story. Today, we are really excited to share this exclusive footage of some new environments. As a player, you will dive into underwater ruins, you will uncover ancient cities hidden by the jungle, following the trail of the expedition. You will have to figure out what they found and what happened to them. But as you can see, although our game is heavily influenced by his tales, Call of the Sea is a twist on the traditional H.P. Lovecraft works. We are trying to focus on the surreal and the oniric more than the horrific and the grim. In short, Call of the Sea isn't a descent into madness, but a rise to sanity. Losing your mind makes you see a dreamlike, colorful world. Join Nora on a trip that will change her life. Immerse yourself in the mystery of what happened on the Everhart expedition, discovering the secrets of the crew members, and what happened on the island. Call of the Sea is coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC later this year. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the show.
Call of the Sea launches later this year on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
This next game is a thing of nightmares. And no, not the nightmare where you fight zombies in police uniforms using hook swords. Here's a new trailer of the next-gen psychological horror, In Sound Mind.
Exclusive.
It's funny, really. When you're scared. I mean, when you're really terrified of the monster stalking you, watching you, pushing you over the edge into an ocean of fear. Losing your mind seems like the sensible thing to do.
In Sound Mind is published by Modus Games, and you can play the debut demo on Steam right now before the full game launches for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC early in 2021.
Let's face it, 2020, it's not going great, so we need something to unite us. In our next game, that's battling hordes of mutated dinosaurs to prevent the collapse of the human race. But hey, it's an improvement, right?
Big map, big dinosaurs, big guns. Built with a small team, how do we realise such a large, over-the-top fantasy like Second Extinction? Having a world-class team that shares a collective vision is key. Pairing that with the tools, such as the Apex engine, to help us shape that vision is vital. But even with the team and the tools, it's about working smart, finding new uses of our existing technology to deliver as much as possible to our players. One area is the world itself, the landscape and terrain. The Apex engine allows us to sculpt and shape our terrain with a level of detail and variety that's leading class. And we can light it and weather it and layer it gloriously. Then there's the physics and destruction. The Apex engine allows us to deliver emergent, physics-based action that fills the screen with intense mayhem. It means no two dismembered raptors ever look the same as they sail through the air. It means every action, every explosion feels unique, delivering water cooler moments you won't forget. At Systemic Reaction, our vision is to make games that make players react. Whether it's to the vastness of the environment, the surprise of an attack, or the joy at simply blowing things up. Our team has worked tirelessly to find the right focus and tune the experience into a frequency that feels fresh and fun and alive. We're immensely proud of Second Extinction, and when we enter early access next month, we're looking forward to growing and working with our passionate community to further shape the experience with us. Join the fight and reclaim Earth.
Second Extinction enters early access on PC next month, before arriving on Xbox Series X and Xbox One later this year.
And finally, two of the most famous detectives are making their long-awaited return, and we've got the first gameplay footage of them in action to share with you right now.
Exclusive.
Oh, hey there. Have you ever thought of pursuing an exciting career in extracurricular law enforcement?
Sam, we're a little busy here.
Calm down, Max. I'm engaging this promising new cadet.
Cadets, schmadets, we need more ammo!
Hi, this is Mike Levine, founder of Happy Giant.
Hello!
Here today to talk about a new game we're revealing, called Sam & Max. This time it's virtual. This is Sam & Max's first original game in a decade, and if I believe Mike Stemley, their 20th video game overall.
Hi, I'm Mike Stemley, designer and writer for Sam & Max. This time it's virtual. For those not in the know, Sam & Max are a dog in a suit and a hyperkinetic naked rabbity thing, collectively known as the Freelance Police. For over 30 years, they've been slapping evil with the open palms of justice and the dueling gloves of silliness, making the world a better and somewhat stranger place in the process.
This is not your typical Sam & Max game. This is a new medium, and that opened up a world of new gameplay types to explore while still keeping what the players loved about the old games.
We begin our story in a typical day for the Freelance Police as a grody five-headed monster terrorizes our hero's neighborhood.
You have the right to get blown up. If you don't want to get blown up now, that's too bad, because you're going to get blown up now.
After you make quick work of the monster with a semi-legally obtained rocket launcher, you are quickly recruited into the ranks of the Freelance Police, much to Max's annoyance.
Please don't hug me.
What follows is a grueling day of training at Sam & Max's Freelance Police Training Academy, which has been built on the site of a dilapidated and probably not haunted theme park. If you survive the day, you'll become a full-fledged member of the Freelance Police, and more importantly, win the grudging respect of a naked bunny rabbit. So, yeah, check out Sam & Max. This time it's virtual.
Coming to bust your brains in 2021.
Y'all stay safe out there, you hear?
And that wraps up our show. All that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and thanks to everyone who helped put it all together.
Wait, David, wait. You didn't think that we'd let you leave without one last surprise, now did you?
Wait, hang on, you don't mean a Metal Gear?
No. Can we just, roll the tape, please?
World premiere.
And that wraps up our show. All that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who helped put it all together.
And don't forget to head on over to the Future Game Show page on Steam to add your favorite games from the showcase to your wish list. And be sure to visit GamesRadar.com for all of your next-gen news, guides, and features.
Thank you for watching. I'm David Hayter.
And I am Debbie Mae West.
And this has been the second
Future Game Show.